1,800 metres, the running of the Schweppes Robert Stakes. And the gates are back and they're off and racing. Aces to Win flew out from the inside stall. Later Alligator was away well. Also going forward with discretion shortly after the start. All Grunt just in behind those. And going forward, Please Mr. right out near the middle of the course but coming over. And Please Mr's going to go to the lead and comfortably from Later Alligator. Aces to Win with discretion running fourth. Being followed then by Play Fair. It settled down on the inside just in front of All Grunt, who's going to be followed by Sail Session. Then came Venus King Superfluous right back there in the field as well as they worked down the side. Then came Net Zero, who's back towards the tail, and the tail ender is Pharaoh Show. And so at the 1,100 metre mark, and it's Please Mr who leads the way. Please Mr out by a little more than a length. Later Alligator 1.5 away, then Aces to Win down on the inside, and around them now going forward Sail Session. So it's been set alight very early on in proceedings as they go past the 900. Sail Session covered ground but has now moved a third from Aces to Win down on the inside next of all. In the middle with discretion, Net Zero tried to follow Sail Session. Around them Venus King 4 and 5 wide coming. Back behind those next of all is All Grunt getting shunted back now in a very compacted affair. Over on the outside next of all is Pharaoh Show being followed by Play Fair near the rail, and last of all is Superfluous. At the 400 Please Mr will lead them for home. Led the way from Later Alligator. Sail Session right there and ready to pounce upon them, and soon afterwards hit the lead, and All Grunt 2.5 to 3 lengths away trying to make an impact but can't. Sail Session, it's Sail Session who let go, bounded away at the 100. It's all Sail Session from All Grunt. All interest in the minor placing. Sail Session much too good for them. Sail Session beat Play Fair diving for second just in front of All Grunt, followed down the outside Pharaoh Show. Then with discretion Please Mr was next in. Later Alligator, Superfluous, Aces to Win, Net Zero next home, and dropping right out Venus King is the last to greet the judge. Sail Session, number 2, gives Lucy Fiore back-to-back victories in the Robert Stakes. Took off around them early doors when a fair way from home knew that she was clearly on the best horse in the race in her mind and rode him accordingly. The flourish of the stick in the left hand certainly indicating that. She backed a judgment and confidence in Sail Session, who took off, had All Grunt sitting in behind it in the slipstream, but All Grunt could prove no match. Sail Session breezing up to those leaders and then just erupting, let go and put the Robert Stakes to bed in the twinkling of an eye in 150.14. So they didn't loaf, they were going along steadily, and he still covered the ground. He was sent to it nice and early, and this is a 3-year-old who's going to continue to build towards the Derby. 35.35 the 600, 2 3/4 a long head of the margins. He's a Sessions gelding from Unfurl for Oakland Park and Carol Morton, trained by Danny and ridden by Lucy Fiore. So Lucy won this race on Lord Vampy, of course, last year, and the previous year Dan saddled up the winner, another Chino. So they both had a nice bit of recent history in the Robert Stakes, one way or another. The runner-up finished on well, Play Fair by Playing God, Neville Parnham and Lachdar Romilly, and won All Grunt third home by Grunt, Jared Noski for trainer Tiana Noski. So it was All Grunt who jumped favourite at the finish. Sail Session officially $260 and Play Fair $26 there, with All Grunt $240 in favourite. The last event, 5:28, the Bellis Racing Joiner Racing Syndicate Handicap, again at 1800. 10 Blazing Emerald, 12 Tiff's Lad are the scratchings from the last here on the program. Well, it's been a real revelation today with Machine Gun Gracie today eclipsing them in the Natasha the way that she did, and Sail Session has come out and has won, albeit in a shorter race, as comprehensive as you would like to see for a horse building towards a classic. Here's Lockie downstairs.
Thanks, Darren. Sail Session, dominant winner of the Schweppes JC Robert Stakes, and as you said, Darren, 2 dominant winners of our 3-year-old staying feature events. As Dan Morton joins me now. Dan, Sail Session, The plan was always to back up off 7 days off last start's very impressive win. How's he done in the week since we saw him win last start?
Good, really good. We were sort of lucky last start. It wasn't the plan to go that way, but we had to opt out of the mile that then was sort of forced into the short backup. So we were aided, it wasn't an overtaxing run last week, so he had a bit of petrol left in the tank for this one.
How did you view the race and the way it played out here this afternoon?
Yeah, it didn't get any favours. Like he never had cover, for the whole race, so it was a pretty gutsy win, I thought.
What's the next couple of weeks look like for him heading towards a Mel Vista at 2,200 metres? Are you confident he gets the trip?
Well, you don't know until you try, but, literally what looks like now is you just start sort of putting him into that stayers routine. So, we'll see how he copes.
He looks to be tactically versatile as well. Obviously today he had to do it the hard way, 3 deep on top of the speed at stages, but last start he came from the back of the field as well.
Yeah, exactly that. A few strings to his bow, which is handy. So, and he's got a really good let-down speed. So if you can take that into a longer race, he should be a chance.
A wonderful training performance. Well done.
Thanks, mate.
There's Dan Morton after the win of Sal Session and Lucy Fury. Things didn't exactly go to plan for her in the run, but in the end, she was able to keep the horse in a nice rhythm and the horse did the rest.
Exactly right. Makes it 2 wins in the last week because she won the last with Sale Session this time last Saturday, and today it's a much more important race into a JC Roberts. 2 in a row as well for Lucy. Things probably didn't quite go to plan out there.
No, you cannot thank my ride for any of what happened just then. It was all the horse and Dan's hard work, and yeah, I was lucky. Fit and a lot of talent.
Talk us through it. You obviously get caught out there on a limb from start to finish, but at some stage you made the decision in your own mind to slide forward.
Yeah, Dan said we'll try riding similar to last start, whereas we went back and I jumped really good and I couldn't get him back in time to get in and no one would let me in, and it was over, there was no way to get in. We steadied up a lot and I thought there was no point fighting him, we'll just let him roll, and then probably come around the 500-600, I thought, oh, he won't stop. He shouldn't stop, so I'm going to go. And yeah, thankfully he did the same as last time.
They all had their chance. He was there to be beaten.
Yeah, he certainly was. And before I forget, I was supposed to wear a blue armband for a young boy that passed away, and I'm sorry, I forgot to put that on after the last race. But yeah, just thinking of their family and everything they've been through. So yeah, sorry I forgot that.
Well said, Luce. Congratulations. Well done.
Thank you.
There's Lucy Fury combining with Dan Morton and Sarah Session, well and truly on track for a tilt at a WATC derby in a month's time. He takes out the 3rd black type event here at Ascot. We'll take a short break and then we'll be back for the last at Pingrup.